Well, the nation was watching and waiting to see what the Boy Scouts of America would do. The message sent by the organization over the battle to change its stance on gays. We'll talk with a local leader in the gay rights movement here on the island. That's next.
Welcome back. Well, the Boy Scouts of America putting off a vote on whether to lift the long-standing policy that bans gays from becoming members and leaders. Now, the Scouts were supposed to vote today, but now it's been postponed until May. Well, one woman dismissed from the Scouts because of her sexual orientation says just lifting this ban doesn't go far enough.
If this ban is lifted, it will be a great first step, but it's going to still lead to kids being rejected. Families are still going to be turned away, and I've been contacted by so many families, gay Scouts, that are terrified that somebody's going to find out.
And joining me now to share his thoughts on this issue is David Kilmnick, CEO of Legally, which stands for Long Island Gay and Lesbian Youth. Appreciate your time tonight. Let me get your reaction to that soundbite. But let me ask you a question first.
Sure.
Today they delayed the vote that would have lifted or might have lifted the ban on having gay and lesbian people be as members or leaders. What's your reaction to the delay of the vote?
You know, I can't even believe that in 2013 we're actually discussing this, and there's a delay on talking about ending discrimination. You know, so I mean, you know, the Boy Scouts is supposed to be about character education, and today they showed their true character, which is being a coward, in terms of really taking a bold step forward to end discrimination once and for all, and allow the Boy Scouts to be truly inclusive. Okay, well, and let me get your reaction then now to the soundbite. Just lifting this ban is just a national lifting of the ban. The chapters would still be allowed to set their own policy if they wanted to. Does it not go far enough? I mean, is it still a good first step? Is it something that we at least need to have them do? I think if we were talking 20 years ago, it would be a good first step. Today in 2013, it's not. And I agree with Jennifer in terms of that it's a dangerous policy. It reminds me of our country's don't ask, don't tell policy, which we know didn't work too well. And so by giving local people the chance, the opportunity to decide whether to discriminate or not is not a good policy. They need to just end discrimination once and for all.
Explain that. When you say it's not just a bad policy, it's a dangerous policy. What do you mean by, I mean, how is it dangerous to have that type of policy? And let me try to play devil's advocate.
Sure.
They are a private organization. Shouldn't they be allowed to set whatever membership standards they want?
Well, as a private organization, I guess they could do that, but they also receive public funding. And so if they receive public funding, then they should abide by the non-discrimination laws that exist throughout our country, although in many parts of the country, the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community are still not protected by non-discrimination laws. But they still receive very large sums of funding, including here on Long Island. They receive money from the United Way of Long Island.
Yeah, they also use some public lands, too, which also bolsters the argument there. Also today, in Texas, there was a rally held opposing any move to lift that ban. Here's a soundbite from that.
We're not afraid to acknowledge with reverence that the principles that we stand on were given to us by our Creator God.
Yes, sir. All right.
We didn't make them up. We didn't write them.
That's right.
The Boy Scouts didn't fabricate them.
All right, that man went on to say he's not for or against gays, but simply standing up for his principles. What's your reaction to that type of thinking and that type of attitude?
Well, I mean, his principles are for discrimination and for inequality. And I don't think as an American, whether you're gay or not, that's something that one could stand for. And that's not something that the Boy Scouts mission would allow as well. And so, you know, I think, you know, for someone to say that they're not for gays or against gays, I mean, I don't even know why they think they could be for or against someone like myself. And to actually think that they have the power to do that is something that we really need to end in our society today.
What would you like to have done? I mean, what should be done in this case?
In this case, I mean, it's simple. I mean, it's very, very simple. Allow everyone to be Scout leaders. Allow everyone to be in the Boy Scouts. regardless of your sexual orientation, regardless of your race, regardless of your religion. They should just be allowing everyone who wants to be in the Boy Scouts, which can do very good things for people, to be able to be part of the organization.
Now, are organizations like Legally, are they putting pressure on the Boy Scouts on a national level or on a local level? And what kind of pressure are they putting on?
Sure. Well, here on Long Island, we certainly have been out there for, since our existence 20 years ago, putting pressure on the Boy Scouts organizations out here as much as we can, in terms of trying to have them be as inclusive as possible, but they're following their national policy. Whether they agree with it or not, they're following their national policy. Also here on Long Island, I mean, we've tried to have the United Way of Long Island stop funding the Boy Scouts. I mean, that's people's, people who are watching the show should realize when they're giving money to an organization that's giving money to another organization that's discriminating, they should think twice about it. Well,
they are taking a vote. Maybe they'll take a first step. So I appreciate your time coming on and giving us your perspective. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. All right, that was David Kilmnick, CEO of the group Long Island Gay and Lesbian Youth.